We are live from our Wasabi studio here at TD Garden. We thank Wasabi for their partnership with Nesson, overlooking the ice here at the Garden and overlooking an overtime win for the Boston Bruins as we welcome the Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. Glad you could join us. Adam Peller and Billy Jaffe, Barry Peterson. 2-1 your final against an LA Kings team that they've played 7 times over the last couple of years here at TD Garden, and they've gone to overtime or a shootout 7 times. This is the first time the Bruins came out with a win.
Shocker. Right. This Kings team has a really good record lately on the road against the Bruins.
They compete hard.
They do compete hard. It's a big game for them. They come in here, and they aren't the fanciest team. They've gone from their 1-3-1, which at times was very I should say unpleasant maybe to watch, but now they're 1-2-2. But I thought they played well in the neutral zone. They worked hard. They forced the Bruins to have to earn this. Thankfully, the Bruins got themselves going. A couple of shifts in the middle part of the game, and then found a way to win it in overtime.
Yeah, I thought, and Brick had alluded to it as well, I thought the most disappointing thing for me was I thought coming out of that third period, they were going to be ready.
Yeah, and take a look at this. Overtime. You have Matt Pastrnak and Mason Lowride with David Pastrnak on the ice for 3-on-3.
Wow, what a give and go. How about the confidence the coaches showed in the 2 young kids, Lowride and Pastrnak out there, and the composure that they showed, Billy, under the gun in overtime, taking their time and making the correct and spectacular play.
Yeah, Pastrnak get credit for the finish, but this was all Lowride and then Pastrnak. Pastrnak was gassed at the end of that shift where he backhand passes it to Pastrnak. He jumps off the ice, but he had a good shift before that. Lowride was excellent with the seal in the neutral zone and then coming up to support the play and the quick pass right there. Never allows Bellerin, the Kings to get set there. And then all of a sudden, the Bruins finish it off because their goal scorer, who did have a quiet day, gets loud at the end.
David Pastrnak with his 3rd goal of the year, a goal in each of the first 3 games for the Bruins. This one, the game winner. A Bruins team that last year, if you remember, went to overtime or a shootout 26 times last year, which was tied for the most in the National Hockey League, and they get off to a good start here with the overtime win.
I'll tell you, somebody else who got off to a good start for his first game was Pastrnak. Not only because of what we just showed in overtime, but we talked about it during the intermissions. He looked composed. He handled the puck very well. He handled time. He went into the dirty areas. Good first game for him.
He was by far their best transporter of the puck.
Yeah, I agree.
He absolutely was. He had his instincts, which we've always lauded from last year to now. I mean, they were there again. He didn't seem to be cautious at all. Like, he was really on. And, you put him out there. And again, his line and the fourth line for much of this game were were they keeping the Bruins in a barrier, or they were the best Bruins line?
Yeah,
for a
they
while?
were providing at least the energy and getting the crowd into kind of a matinee type of game. They were definitely the sharp units.
At the very least, they helped change the momentum as well in the second period. And the Bruins were down 1-0, and you thought they were going to get some momentum from the power play, and then Pavel Zacha had committed a penalty 9 seconds in. There was a 4-on-4. That led to the Bruins' goal. But before all of that, some good shifts by those 3rd and 4th line.
Yeah, it really did. And Rick had talked about it. When they scored the goal, he said, hey, don't overlook the fact that it was these shifts right here that, as Billy just talked about, they didn't score. But guess what? They were the ones that got you the momentum. They gave you the opportunity to stay in this thing and to at least get the fans into the game, which is not always easy on an early afternoon game. And they got them in. They played well. And the coach rewarded them at various times, which we can talk about, Billy, with extra time.
And very important shifts, time of the game, important time situations, and they earned it. But, we see a couple of these opportunities. Brazeau from the 3rd line. We hear Beecher very much involved in this game. So 3rd and 4th line doing their jobs, hustling, playing with the kind of passion and intensity and puck decisions. Good puck, like right there. Get it in deep. Allow F1 to get involved. Now all of a sudden you force it to the rim to the wall, and there's a good play by Lowride again. So, I mean, listen, both 3rd and 4th lines really at times catalyst for this team in this game.
And I think it was too, Adam. After this, they tied it up. Then there was a penalty. They had a timeout. It was a timeout, right?
Yeah.
And then it's usually you're not going to come back with your 4th line after a timeout. But he came back with his 4th line to reward them for their play that we just showed. And then you come out and you start the third period. Who do you start with?
Well, fourth line again.
Fourth line again.
They earned it all.
That's an earn. That's a reward for the way that you played.
So we showed you the good play leading up to the game-tying goal there. Let's show you the game-tying goal. Elias Lindholm and Andy Brinkley did a good job pointing out the high hockey IQ of Elias Lindholm through the sequence.
Well, yeah, and also the high hockey IQ for Marchand, the long stick, the shot. And then here comes Lindholm with the one-timer. He's reading the play, understanding that if Marchand gets it on that from that distance, that there could be a rebound. Barry pointed out earlier, Kuemper's not going to like that rebound. It was juicy. It's going to be as juicy as that chop you have tonight, Barry, at your favorite restaurant.
You got it, brother.
There you go. So here all of a sudden, the Bruins win the kind of the neutral zone battle right here. Marchand again extends the stick, puts it on that. Lindholm's just like, I got to be ready, and he lock and loads it.
And the other guys we're talking about here, Marchand's play here and the emotion. And Razor had talked about it during the interview away from this play. But it would be really nice, just a great job. Again, that rebound has to be controlled. Marchand, if you could follow the camera a lot of times when we go to break, right, we're able to sit here and watch what goes on. He was working the officials in that third period over a couple the tripping non-call and a couple other things. He was emotionally into it, especially as that game wore on.
Chops, I thought you were going to have the shrimp scampi tonight in honor of pasta.
You know what? That's a really good idea. I think I'll go that way, bud.
I'm here to help.
Thank you.
Let's go to the third period, and the Bruins penalty kill coming through in a big way.
Oh, did they ever?
You guys talking food. I don't know if I like this.
Well, and again, too, Billy, the frustrating thing about this part, Billy, is we were really expecting the Bruins to come out after that late push in the second period and have a good start to the third. They didn't. They take two penalties. The penalty kill, and in particular, Swayman made some great saves that kept us a 1-1 hockey game, and, little did we know at that time that would get you into the overtime.
Exactly. They, Swayman named the number one, star in the building, and I think that's a fair call considering he had 5 high-quality saves on the penalty kill where he had to make them. And if I'm off by one, folks, I'm sorry. But I believe, the way that he presented himself, the way that he fronted right away was controlled, aggressive on the PK was great, and he was a major difference maker for this team. And there you saw the Marchand play too when he comes in, tries to hit Lindholm backdoor, just couldn't connect on that one. But here's a really good backdoor opportunity coming up, and there's the anticipation by Jeremy Swayman again. Excellent. His reading of the play, understanding where the puck is going to go, and the anticipation to get over there. Really beautiful.
And then when he gets over there, he's stacked up so high and so square, there is no room for that puck to go anywhere except into his body.
So there's special teams play, the penalty kill. Jeremy Swayman, a big part of that, but he was a big part of the Bruins win overall today as well.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, the Bruins, as we talked about, didn't have a great start. They were a little sluggish. They didn't get their first shot, it seemed like, for a long time. They were down. Even though the Bruins had the first 2 power plays, Billy, they got outshot 5-1.
Yeah, those were not pretty.
No, and that was kind of going to tell us what the afternoon was going to be like. Frustrating for the Bruins, but when they had those defensive breakdowns, when L.A. was taking the pucks to the net like this, he was there and made some great saves when they needed them.
Rebound control was really good. Body control, excellent. I mean, those things go hand in hand. Finding of the pucks, really good. Through traffic, excellent. Here, he understands that there's traffic in front, but he's already looking there for the potential rebound or the rebound opportunity. Overall, Adam, really excellent effort. This is, did he win the game for you? Probably. You could argue, yeah. You could argue.
He did.
He got you a point at least, right?
He gave you the opportunity to win the game in overtime. But, Adam, a lot of times you're down at the ice level or you're up here with us. And I don't know how many times a night, and this afternoon was a really good example of it too, we sit there with all these scrambles and we say, how did he see that?
Yeah.
How did he track that puck to know, hey, I may not know where it is, so I got to play by percentages and get my body in that position. You see it all the time when you're down on the ice.
Yeah, no question about that. A heady player, Jeremy Swayman, and you have to wonder too, right? Just getting his skates under him in game 1, coming back into game 2, maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable and able to get into a rhythm too. After the game against the Canadians, you're thinking not able to get into a rhythm there because of the lack of shots he faced, but facing more shots tonight. Star of the game presented by Subaru of New England. Fall in love with a brand new Subaru. As you take a look at the numbers for Jeremy Swayman against the Canadians versus today against the Kings. Again, 32 saves on 33 shots for Swayman and a win. And the game winner came in overtime thanks to number 88, David Pastrnak, who is standing by with Andrew Raycroft.
Great, clever shot, David. Were you looking 5-hole, waiting for that to open up?
Yeah, I kind of, it was in the tight area, so usually you have pretty much only 5-hole. If you can cut it to the back end, and so I kind of ran out the space and saw the 5-hole. So luckily it went in.
Great play. Not a lot of room out there. Both teams are pretty similar, right? LA always plays tough, plays tight. You guys stayed patient. It's a nice regular season win.
Yeah, heck of a win by the group. We have to be able to, and we have to be comfortable playing in these kind of games, and nothing better than to get out of there with a win, especially after a team like LA. Like you said, they always seems like every time it's the same game you get from them, and it's tight checking. So good to know we can win those two.
Nothing better than winning in a matinee game, getting done at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Nice, quiet family dinner for you tonight?
Honestly, it feels like it's 11 p.m. for me right now. So definitely need to get some food in me and go to sleep.
Perfect. Wow, great goal, great job, good win.
Thank you.
You got it.
That's exactly what Billy's got to do after the show. Food him and get some sleep. Still to come up, Bruins Overtime Live. Good dressing room reaction for the Bruins OT win against the Kings. Andy Brickley goes 1-on-1 with Jim Montgomery. And as soon as we're done with post-game coverage, we'll bring you the premiere of Characters, the third installment of our Bruins Centennial docuseries. You don't want to miss it.